The episode starts with a voiceover belonging to our protagonist, an android titled B. She is a member of Yawa, an organization of droids that serve humanity as its soldiers. The members of Yawa are in constant battle with the machines who, in the distant past, made war with humanity, and one humanity is then exiled to the moon, and from there Yehia dispatches droids like B to fight against the machines while carrying her friend Nines in the rain to be states in this vortex of battle and bloodshed. How long she'll have to fight in this endless carnage. How long she'll have to protect the others in this world of deception and fabrication. How long will she have to keep faith in humanity? She then starts crying over the dead body of the and starts yelling at the machines. The scene then cuts to a flashback where one of the aircraft of humanity named D is under attack and B is assigned to complete the mission. She heads over there and enters the enemy's area. While entering, one of the alien spaceships fires a massive energy blast at her, nearly destroying her ship, but 2B dodges it in time. In response, she fires missiles and gunshots at the enemy's aircraft, destroying most of them immediately. Suddenly a big ship arrives from the bottom and fires another energy blast at her aircraft, but she dodges it in time too. The big ship fires another energy blast, destroying one of the wings of the 2B's aircraft. Seeing herself in danger, asks her comm officer to give her permission to switch to fight mode, as the enemy is a large machine life form. Receiving the permission to switches her aircraft into fight mode and transforms into a Mac aircraft heading towards the ship. And activating her energy sword to attacks the ship with her energy sword, cutting it in half and destroying it on the spot. After that, comm officer tells B to go towards S and help him destroy the Goliath weapon. Hearing the orders reverts back her mecha to aircraft and heads towards the Nines. She enters the main base of the Goliath weapon and crashes her aircraft on it. Activating her close combat mode, she gets ready to fight the enemy bots on the other side. Staying in the enemy's territory, Ast states he has deactivated the enemy's defense system and the battle will begin soon. Comm officer tells Nines that in the Yeehaw airborne operation they have successfully entered the enemy's base, but only one unit has survived. Comm officer also tells Nines to go there and support the remaining unit, which he happily agrees to. On the enemy's base, starts fighting with the bots, destroying them with her sword. Her companion, bot named Pod, also helps her by firing gunshots. The head of the bots also arrives and attacks B with one of his punches, but B hits it with her powerful sword attack and destroys it immediately. Suddenly a cutter-like machine arrives and immediately attacks B. B thinks the machine is a Goliath weapon, but Pod corrects her by mentioning that this is actually a defense machine for the Goliath weapon. Hearing this, 2B ordered Pod to activate the close-range fire mode and then fire with it at maximum power. Obeying the order, Pod fires the attack and burns the whole machine down while the machine crashes into the ground. Pod states an attack like this requires hours and minutes to reload, so they need to use it on life-ending circumstances. While they were talking, the defense machine reverts back to power and begins to attack before it can kill B, and Pod S arrives on the scene, fires multiple missiles and destroys it. Immediately looking at her, Nines tells to B that while fighting with machines, make sure it's dead or it will be dangerous. He also introduces himself to B and states he has received orders to support her in this mission. Examining the destroyed machine, as asks, is this the Goliath weapon? To which 2B states that this is a defense device for the Goliath weapon, and the only way to kill it is to destroy its core device. According to the plan, as states, he will search the open area using flying equipment, while B will search inside the building, reaching the center of the base. S informs B that the place seems to be an old weapon factory built by humans. The enemy uses this factory to make more machine life forms. Searching inside the building, B came across some bots that did not respond to her movement. Standing still without attacking, S states the same is happening to him and reveals he hasn't received any information from the scanner unit about the machine's sleeping function, and they are not. Like us, B shuts him down by saying that this information is not helpful for the mission. S tells B that as a scanner model they always work alone on pre-investigation work, so he's happy to have some company today. B states that as an android they aren't allowed to have any emotions entering the factory. Ness tells B he has locked down the location of the core device and will lead her into it. This scene then shifts to the center area where materials are moving and machines are making more machines. Arriving at the location, Beef sees the core device, but before she can destroy it, it shifts towards the upper side of the factory. While assigning some bots to kill Nines, the core device enters the body of the Goliath weapon and transforms into a giant machine. Seeing the Goliath weapon, 2B tells Paul to ask the command center for their support, but Pod states that due to waves being interfered with, he's unable to communicate. Suddenly the movement of Goliath weapon stops, to which Pod states that the target is in an incomplete form and cannot move faster. Determined to destroy it, 2B jumps onto the body of the Goliath weapon and heads towards her core device. Before she can cut the cord evict with her sword, the Goliath weapon uses its tentacles to capture B. But before the weapon can capture her, Nines gets her out of the way. He also fires some missiles on the left side of the machine, destroying its left side completely on the spot. As the function of the weapon decreased, Nines activated his hacking mode and entered the body of the Goliath weapon. While entering the field, S encounters a defensive wall which blocks his way, but S immediately destroys it with his sword. After finding the control hub, S tells its system to execute the shutdown procedure, but before they can do that, the Goliath weapon recovers. The right hand lands a direct hit, causing Nines to fall from his mecha and into the ground before the weapon. Until its function gets shut down. Suddenly we see 3 more core devices being activated and ready for use. 2B runs to save S, who fell from his mecha after being attacked by the weapon. She finds him unconscious on the floor, missing half a leg and an arm, and with a metal stick stuck through his stomach. Seeing this, 2B asks Paul to give her hemostatic gel on the logic virus vaccine so she can save him, despite hearing from Paul that his vital signs are weak. And there is no way she can save him. 2B insists on helping him anyway. 9US states that we are soldiers and we should be proud of fighting and ask her to leave him. He also gives his mecha's control rights to 2B so she can complete the mission before being destroyed completely. Ninus asks Paul to help 2B by uploading her record database into the system. The Goliath weapon, who is now speaking, states that they should kill 2B now. The weapon releases another energy blast, causing a massive explosion in the ocean while controlling the left side of the weapon due to Ace's hacking ability. 2B asks Pod about the control rights, to which Pod states that all the control transfers have been completed, including the enemy's weapon subordination. While deactivating the weapon's right side, 2B attacks the weapon and destroys its right side. Seeing this, the weapon fires multiple missiles at 2B, who not only dodges its attacks but also lands a direct hit on his core with his sword, destroying the machine and its core device completely. After that, both the weapon and B fall to the ground. Taking out the metal stick from his body, S heads towards B and congratulates her on destroying the weapon. But before they can celebrate their more weapon machines arrive carrying the same core devices. Seeing no chance of winning, they both take out their black boxes and request permission to use the black boxes. Reaction to destroy the target. Permission granted. Nines tells to B he's proud to have fought alongside her, and receives the same words from B. They activate their black boxes and self-destruct along with the 3 machines. In the monologue, B says that all existence is designed to become extinct, and we are perpetually trapped in a never-ending spiral of life and death. She wonders if it is a curse or a punishment, and her only wish is for Ness to be happy while meeting again. 9US states the operation was successful and the Goliath weapon was destroyed. 2B thanks Nines for uploading their data to the base at the last second, but 9 states that he doesn't have any memory of that part because he uploaded only her data. He also tells her that he only remembers the things that happened before he met her. They bid each other goodbye and leave the area, and this brings the anime to an end.